All right, family. We black with the general. You already know what it is. You got that fire commentary, international, national, regional, local, news, commentary, history. You already know what it is. Family Black Power. We in the house. Will Iran activate sleeper cells in the United States? Because they about to put the pressure on them over there. They about to put the pressure on them. They blockading uh the Strait of Hormuz. I knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. You ain't about to get no more dollars. We're gonna shut that down. You see, we're gonna make it tight over there for you. You feel me? And however long you want to do it, you can do it. You see what I'm saying? However long you want, they ain't gonna want to do it long because there's consequences to that. You feel me? There's consequences to that. You see, so it ain't just you. You see, it ain't just you. You got China over there. They paper. They paper. People think, that's going to affect everybody that blockade. So now that's why they trying to, they talking about, activating sleep. This is they're not officially saying that. They're not officially saying that. But that's what people assume, they would assume that might be one step because you ain't got no firepower. You ain't got no firepower to do nothing for real, for real. So now, yeah, people say asymmetrical warfare and all of that. Asymmetrical warfare gonna get a nuclear bomb dropped on your ass. That's what asymmetrical warfare gonna do. So it's gonna come to a point where is it worth it? You see, is it worth it? That's what it all boiled down for both sides. Is it worth it? And I think for the United States, it's far they too deep into this. You can't slap nobody in the damn mouth like that, man. Blood running all out their mouth and think they ain't gonna want revenge. So when you go that far with somebody, you got to go on in there and punish them. This is real talk. You can't do nobody like you just did them and not finish the job. You see, and not finish the job. You say allegedly. Come on, brother. I understand you say allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. However, allegedly. You see, yeah, you right. You right. Allegedly, they gonna activate. But what else would they do? You see, what else would they do? Even if they do it in the Middle East, they've been doing it. I mean, damn, we not putting nothing on nobody that they ain't got a track record. You see, so they got a hell of a track record for sales. Terrorist sales. They got a hell of a track record for that. Okay, so that's just what it is. And so you look at a person's playbook and that's how they when they looking for criminals, they looking at the habits. You see the footprint and the fingerprints of these particular people and what they're known to do. When you look at 9/11, a lot of people said he was in on it, and Bush and them was in on it. Very well may have been, but so what? So was the Arab. They was in on it too. You see what I'm saying? You got to talk about everybody on the who was at the table. You see who was in there conniving at the table. But and see what's the thing is when you see things in from a panoramic view. That's why you got to get all these these foreigners up out of here. You got to get it because listen, regardless to whatever anybody want to say, wars is coming. War is coming on an escalated level. War is coming. When you see what's happening now, $2.2 trillion for next year, the military budget. They asking for 2.2. What kind of budget? That's a war budget. We need more. They say they need more ships. They need more planes. They got to get that. They got to get that infantry number up. They got to get enlistments. Not only you got to get them up in all branches the military. You got Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force. You got to get it up. And the only way you're going to get it up is you're going to have incentives to get them in there. You see, you're going to have to, get, sign, when you sign for the first time, you get a signing bonus. You see, you got to give people schooling, and things of that nature. And so, they got to do that. Make sure they got good health care, take care of their family, and they'll probably get it up. I mean, it is what it is. You got to get the Army, and up under these other cats like Biden. Don't nobody want to go to war for no damn Biden, Obama, and them. And I'm not taking it, but y'all, brought all that, all that sweet shit into, the government, into the military. Don't nobody want to fight next to nobody, and they in there, supposed to be a man, and they in there with lipstick on, and and you supposed to have on a man military uniform, and you in there with a woman's uniform on, talking about nobody want to fight with nobody like that, man. That shit is bullshit. And so you done broke, you done broke a lot of the morale of the military, trying to do all this shit that didn't fail long time ago. You see what I'm saying? That didn't fail. That's fail. You keep that shit to yourself, and that's what they're not doing. You keep that to yourself. We don't want to hear nothing about that. We need men. And so you done broke the morale of the soldier ethos, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it in to be in alignment with that's just right and exact. Because we because we feel that's the way it should be. You in there and you in there in the mess hall, and some crazy, confused person walk in, supposed to be a man, got on a tank top with it tied up, and with the belly coming out and shit. You can't be in no damn military with no garbage like that. And so a lot of the men that was in there, they didn't want to be around that shit. So you got to get that up out of there. They're just facts. That's why your numbers down. They ain't been going to war. I mean, damn, you ain't going to war. That's the best time to go in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Say, don't ask, don't tell. Shit, just don't sign up. He say, I got one better than don't ask, don't sign up. Find you something else to do. You see what I'm saying? Shit, you can still tell. Don't bring your ass into the military. We ain't got time for that bullshit. Go on over there and do what you been doing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for you. They done fucked everything up, letting all this madness and integrate into everything. It's poison, and that's one of the reasons why, the military, because they ain't been going to war for a while. I mean, that's the best time to go in the military. Get you some free money, go to school. You ain't got to worry. You can go and get take you some trips around the world, and, and ain't got to go to war, and, and go to school and stack your bread. And yeah, that's a good thing. So why wouldn't they, other than that they done poison the military where don't nobody want to sign up. But if it get bad for Iran, you see, that sleeper cells might be a part of their playbook. Because when you lose and back, if you ain't got the military, they're just like the drones. The drones is a cheap way to try to fight, an army that, is technologically more advanced, a cheap way too, and got you spending, shooting $1 million missiles at a $50,000 drone, you see. And so, yeah, that is a smart way of doing things. But when it get down to the get down, they might try to come with, and that's going to cost them. That's going to cost them, man. That's going to cost them. And I believe that. That's going to cost them. But I told you that they was going to boy, and they saying that They've been capturing Iranian American, and they should know better than that. That just show you how all kind of peoples be in the United States. Now that one general that Trump knocked off in his first term over there in Iran, Soleimani. His niece, and he got nieces and family was right over here in the United States. You got Iranian nationals that got connections to the regime over there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's crazy that, that they would have that kind of connection to the United States, be right over here. And, and so they in here and doing probably some of the same things that the Israeli got Iranians over there mapping out shit, showing, looking for stuff and collecting information and relaying it back to their peoples over there in Iran. Why wouldn't they do that? You see your homeland getting bombed and all of that, and you see your uncle getting knocked off. Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? So you got to get them up out of here, especially if it's a projected war that might go down with these nations. That's why they're getting a lot of the Mexicans out of here. They is. You understand what I'm saying? They getting a lot of them out. You over here flying that damn Mexican flag. Oh, you a Mexican national. We might have to get on their head in a minute. They down there with them damn and they should. They've been down there selling dope across that goddamn border, killing people for the last goddamn 60-something years, getting rich, and then people talking about it's a black and brown, and they've been over here selling major dope to the black community for the last 50 goddamn years, destroying our goddamn community, and niggas got enough nerve to talk about some black and brown. Ain't that a damn shame? We ain't never went down there and did nothing to destroy their goddamn communities like that. What have black people did? We don't even leave out of our goddamn community to do no shit. But they come, scooting their ass up under the damn the wire fence and shit, bringing their ass in here to, illegally. And then you got to get them up out of here, because if you had to go upside their damn head, you got all these nationals in here. So, it's time to clean it's time to clean up in here, man. Because this could be the Trojan horse. These could be Trojan horses for the United States. You know what I'm saying? Where you got all these nations that you very well might have to go upside their head. I appreciate y'all being in here today, family. I want y'all to get over there to Patreon. We got some five videos up there. Have foundational Black Americans anchored themselves to a sinking ship. You see, have they? You ain't got no out. And it look like they're gonna be warned, and we're gonna see how foundational you is when your ass get drafted and you over there and goddamn the Zagros Mountains over there in Iran, nigga, fighting in the dark. We're gonna see how foundational you is. And are you the descendant of an African slave trader? We always talk about our people were sold. Yeah, they were sold. And some of them that sold them was also sold. So, we don't want to acknowledge that some of these, some of these cats over here, and they foundational. Yeah, but they got some foundational slave trader blood in their ass. And that's why our peoples is at the odds that, fighting against each other. We got to look at it, family. So don't get over there, click that link, get over there to Patreon today, get that work. Over 500 and almost 600 exclusive videos that you cannot see anywhere else. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share the video, give it and subscribe, comment. God damn it, I want to hear how you feel. All right, family, we'll be right back. Black Power.